gals, and welcome to the Friday, February 16th episode of Morning Coffee and Chat. Hope you got your coffee. I'm ready to talk. Good morning, Santee. Good morning, Car. Good morning, Tony. Good to see you. Morning, Dev. This stuff's good this morning. Whew. A chilly morning. Like 30 some odd degrees right now, 20, 29, 30, something like that. Wife's only been home like hour and a half, done already, passed out. I don't know how she does it. I hate third shift, especially third shift where there's nothing to do. That's when it really sucks. Oh, good morning, Sarah. Good morning, Jan. Good to see you, girls. Hope you're doing well this morning. Thank you, Santee. I kind of like it. I need to figure out. I need to figure out some kind of lighting from this angle, though. No, I ain't sent nothing yet. The missus seems to have a compressed disc in her spine, so we ain't going anywhere. Okay, well that'll keep me from looking today. Um, I watched all day yesterday. Every time I seen a UPS truck come down the road, I give it a few minutes and uh, looked outside. And so I figured if you did send it on Tuesday when you thought you was going to, then it would be here Thursday or Friday. So thank you for letting me know, sir. I will not keep a vigil over the front porch. Only 27 here. I'm in Tennessee this weekend. Woohoo. Good place to be. I wish I was in Tennessee this weekend. Diffused LED. Yeah, I thought about mounting something like up here to the top of the monitor where it just like comes down this way and throws a little bit of light back on the bagpipes and everything. But what the hell? When there's more money, then I'll get more things I need. Good, thanks. How about you? Good, thank you. It is snowing. That sucks. It flurried here for about 2 hours the other night. Just real light stuff. When it was done and over with, there was, I mean, you could see the little snow dots on everything, but not heavy at all. Um, wouldn't mind Eastern Tennessee. Will Car instead of Carnundrum. Me too. I'd love to be in Tennessee right now. That's my amateur call sign. Snow day today. Well, sounds like somebody's going to sit at home and have some fun. Oh, hope everybody's had a good week. Um, ours hasn't been too awful bad around here. Just getting used to her being back on thirds for 6 months, and it's really funny. By the time she gets used to being back on thirds, she'll be going back on first again. So go figure. Um, I'm taking my next level amateur test in a couple hours. Very cool. You should have no problem passing that as much as you know about what you do. Where's the snow? 2 inches is nothing. Today we find out if Jay will have to retire in June or wait until he really wants to retire in a year. Let's see how many different ways I can misspell amateur. It's all right, Tony. It's still early in the morning. Nobody's given any spelling tests yet. And if they do, I've got a 4 letter word that I will gladly write down all over that spelling test. Oh, it was a good week. We had a very interesting week. I got into work. I got into work Monday morning, and we had two very strange cars parked in the back parking lot. Well, when I get there, I get there before open, and there shouldn't be anybody back there but the manager's Jeep. And so I'm like, okay, who could this possibly be? So I walk in. There's a guy back behind the bar talking to the manager. There's a girl with a little laptop sitting out at one of the tables. It's like, ha ha. The only people that would be here this early would be the Michigan Board of Health um, to do a morning inspection, watching the open. You know, I uh, I went back, went in, clocked in, took my coat off, hung it up on the door, went right to the sink, washed my hands and everything before I touched anything. Got about 10 or 15 minutes into opening, and the guy came up to the door and wanted to talk to me. Of all the times that they have been in there undercover and stuff to watch things, he said I was the only person that done everything perfect. That he wanted to let me know what he wanted done in there. And well, we had a nice long talk. He also owns a pizza place about 40 miles away from here. Um, and we talked about my desire to open Papaw's Pizza here in town, being the only place that delivers in town. And since the bar will be, slowly but surely converting into an Indian restaurant, they'll probably eliminate the pizza thing. So I would be the only pizza place within 20 miles. So, but anyway, before it was all said and done, he gave me the inspector's card. He wrote his name and personal cell phone number on the back of it for me. Told me if I had any concerns or questions about anything, to get a hold of him. So, along about 2:30 that day, after I called my kitchen manager and informed him of the visit and everything else, he called the manager from Indiana that has been was moved in to rejuvenate the place. Of course, all of his ideas and concerns have just not done anything but to contribute to the loss of business because he is concerned about non-essential stuff that's important in Indiana, but they don't give a rat's ass about in the state of Michigan. And he wants, polish this, 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 polish this. And I'm like, but that's not what the inspector wants. The inspector wants this taken care of. He wants this taken care of. He wants this taken care of. No, no, no. Don't care what he says. Polish this, polish this, polish this, polish this, polish this. So, yeah. So I'm in the midst of treasonous activities now by not only doing what he wants, polish, 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 but also doing all the things the inspector wants. So when they pop back in again early in the morning, everything's done and taken care of, and he's a happy little camper. So really nice guy. Don't get me wrong. He's not some kind of a bunghole or something like that. He wanted very simple things like, if you're working with food on the line and you're in the middle of a rush and you have to run over to the freezer to get out fries or um, bone in chicken wings or something like that, pull your glove off, and that way you're not putting stuff up on the handles and stuff at the freezer and things like that, and then put on another glove. Simple logic. Simple logic. If something boils over in the microwave, even a few spots, pull out the tray, wipe down the inside, wash the tray, yada yada yada. Just simple, teeny tiny things. And of course, the out of state manager, he's concerned with polish, 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 polish. It's like, dude, I don't care how much you polish a turd, it's just going to be a shiny turd. This kitchen has really not been updated in several years. It's not been painted, it's not been anything. So, you know, you can shine it up all you want, but it's still going to look like crap when you go out and buy a bunch of used equipment and stuff like that to open um, a dining facility. You're going to have old, scratched up, dented equipment. When there's only one person doing the cleaning and things that need done, when that person's off for 2 or 3 days, it's just going to get dirty again. So everybody needs to get on the ball and do the same shit, or we're going to be out of a job. And I don't have $200,000 to buy the old pizza place here that closed down during COVID. So they want $184,000 for that building, but it's got all the pizza equipment. It's still got all the pans. It's still got all the ovens. It's still got everything, including a 30-space parking lot outside where we can throw summer parties and pizza parties and stuff for the school and stuff for local churches and things like that. So all I would have to honestly do is, if I can find a wealthy benefactor to take us under their wing, $200,000 will get us opened up and not only get us opened, but get all the utilities turned on, get the supplies we need for the first month, and pay the next month's mortgage payment. So, we have basically all in all, that'll give us 2 months to start being self supportive, which, the support we have in this town will be self supportive the first month. Let me see here, y'all. Let me say, hell. Believe me when I say that these tests are way out of my area of knowledge. I don't buy that. I don't buy that one bit. You're too smart of a person to cut yourself short. That sounds like a good idea. Whole sounds like bar will be done in 2 years. I honestly kind of feel the same way, Dev. Sounds like a manhole. Good morning, Ian. Good to see you, bud. Hope you're doing well this morning. A lot of money. Nice new throne. Why, thank you, sir. I appreciate that. Hope you're doing well this morning, Scout Dog. Idea maybe over over summer to a backyard idea and make and sell pizzas to raise money. Well, the only problem is here to do that kind of thing, you need to have a vendor's license. So all your cooking facilities and everything have to be inspected by the health department. And you have to get a vendor's license to sell out of your property and stuff like that. So, that's just, yeah, that's just more money to spend that I don't have to spend. I actually had thought about it. I'd actually thought about building some large bread ovens outside and just doing some kind of thing to help raise money. But yeah, way too much money involved that we don't have, that I do get, I want to put towards the business. Way to kill kids, lemonade stands. Yeah, there you go.
But I don't want to sell lemonade. I want to play on my tablet. I don't want to sell lemonade. I want to go to the skate park. I don't want to sell lemonade. I want to go play my games with my friends that I'll never meet because they live 4,000 miles away and they're probably middle aged men pretending they're teenagers. Meow, 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 meow.
I appreciate that, Santee. I really do, but it's just. And what's really sad, being such a small town, there's not a lot of available businesses to buy, even buildings in the business district. Um, I was looking at one that was just, I mean, totally priced to sell. They only wanted like 40 grand for the building. Of course, I would have to get a loan for like 55 grand because the pizza ovens, I can get them off Amazon for 465 dollars a piece, and four of those tabletop electric pizza ovens would actually equal one of the large um, double pizza ovens like we have at the bar. Um, and then, of course, set up my contract with Coke or Pepsi or whatever to have drinks brought in, buy the furniture to go in, buy the supplies, insurance, stuff like that. So, sadly, Marcello's old pizza place here in town is the only business that's available to set it up. I would have liked to have done it a lot cheaper than that, but I don't see how. I meant that you need a vendor license. It kills kids' stands. Very true. Very true. Around here, people don't. Um, they don't really scoff about, but you don't really see lemonade stands anymore. Kids just don't. Then again, I think parents live in fear more so than anything.
Oh, if I don't give my kids what they want, then they're going to go to school and they're going to tell their teachers they're being neglected and da 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 da. And, then we have the government's breathing down our necks and.
When life gives you lemons and the government doesn't let you lemonade, call them yellow oranges and sell them for double. There you go. Tart yellow oranges. So it is piss and vinegar. Well, everybody knows I'm full of that. Everybody knows I'm full of that. Well, got me laughing. Now my throat's all scratchy. Damn ya. Damn ya. Have not heard anything back from CBS or Survivor Casting, probably because I submitted my videos so late. But I have been watching a lot of content on previous Survivor contestants, especially the winners' videos, how they how they um, how they submitted their videos, um, the rules to follow, stuff like that. And I can actually submit a video every 6 months. So, I submitted my video, what, like 2 weeks ago. Matter of fact, I think it was 2 weeks ago yesterday that I submitted the video. So, in August, beginning of August, I will, end of July, beginning of August, I will submit a new video, and I'm going to keep trying. I'm going to keep trying. I was working out. I was working out for a while yesterday, and I was amazed just how good a shape I'm actually in physically compared to where I used to be when I went to the gym every day, uh, 12 years ago. I was back to curling, 55 pounds. Um, I was bench pressing, just a little less than 150. Um, so my leg lifts or my toe lifts on a military press. That was what really impressed me. I actually used to be able to sit on a military press and basically lift a half a ton, a thousand pounds on a military press. Now these are toe lifts. These are not using my knees and doing it. I actually will sit on the press, push it out once, and then do toe lifts. And I was doing 1,000 pounds. I'm actually doing 600 pounds now, which means if I, you know, worst case scenario, I ever gained a lot of weight and became a huge bulbous individual. I know I could still get around. That's the idea. Whether or not it actually works that way is completely irrelevant. But let me see here. Yesterday morning, the weather guesser said a trace of snow last night, trace to an inch, 5 a.m., 2 inches now, 4. Wow. Well, you know what I always said about meteorologists. It's one of probably only two jobs out there where you can, get into the public eye. You can either make guesses or straight up lie and still make over, six figures a year. So the only other one I know of is politician. So I mean, well, this area here could expect some snow downfall if this stream comes down like this, and this stream comes, and this one, and this guy stands on one leg with this finger up his nose and twirls this hand in the air, and whatever. Down east of Canada got over 2 feet of snow. I heard they were going to get hit. I heard they were going to get hit down there. So I was wondering about that. Hey, Robert, good to see you, man. Long time no see. Hope you're doing well. Yep, lawyers, doctors. Okay, so there's a few jobs out there where you can get into the public eye, guess, or just straight up lie and still make over six figures a year. Okay, you're right. You got me. It's not just two, it's like four or five. Hot and spicy sausage. Great breakfast. I've had a great breakfast for the last couple of days, which I normally don't eat breakfast. But for some reason, and they don't understand why, our store uptown, they got an overstock of breakfast hot pockets. So they took them um, they took them down to 99 cents a piece from 2.99. And you guys know I've always got dollar bills from my tip bucket. I may only get two or three of them a day, but I had dollar bills, so we had to go up there and get stuff for dinner the other night, and I seen them in the freezer, and I grabbed some of them. I got the sausage, egg and cheese, and the bacon, egg and cheese. My flippin' God, those things are good. I could not believe how good those things were. Stick them in the microwave for like 3 minutes for two of them, and those things are, oh my God. The only thing they're missing is some sausage gravy poured over the top of them. Maybe some fried potatoes or something inside them. Those things are good. My God. Um, I'm doing good. Having a 3 and 8 year old boy, I don't get much time to myself. No, no, you don't. But that's okay. At least we know you're all right. You're still around and kicking and entertaining them youngins. Some places on the East Coast got 50 plus centimeters in the last 2 days. That is a lot of snow. Good morning, Masha. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well this morning. And a week or so before, they got minimum 1 meter. Breakfast hot pockets are better than the lunch ones. I agree. I've never been a hot pocket fan, but I saw those and I saw the bacon one first, and I thought, bacon hot pocket. Then I looked around a little bit, and it's like, ooh, sausage hot pocket. Very little work involved. Good way to start your day. I could live with that. Got a bit of snow, but almost gone. Like I was saying earlier, we got flurries a couple days ago of an evening. Uh, Probably only flurried for an hour and a half or 2 hours. Went out the next morning to start the car for the wife, and um, it was such a light flurry, and you could actually see the individual snowflakes laying on like the deck or the hood of the car or something like that. So as long as that is our end of winter snowfall type, then we're good. Bleep bleep. Came down for 3 hours here. Chilly here, -4. What is the temperature here? I don't know why I said something earlier and never even looked at the phone. 7:31. Let's see if we can update this a little bit. I mean, an hour shouldn't be that big of a difference. 28 degrees. So, not too awful bad. More winter to come. Oh, I'm pretty sure. Last week we had those amazing, almost 60-degree temperatures. Um, Wonderful. The sun was nice and warm and everything. Just bright as could be. Played havoc on my eyes with all that, that white haze thing that I have going on. The brighter things get, the more foggy they get. But it was beautiful, absolutely beautiful. I'd go outside during our slow times at work. I'd fire up my cigar, hit it a couple times. Didn't have to put on a coat, a scarf, a hat, anything else. And then all of a sudden, right back into the 20s and 30s again. So I'm sure there's more winter to come. I'm just wishful thinking here. I've been living on Hot Pockets and frozen pizza. Power went out, scavenged, tone from store they legally needed to throw out when the storm knocked out the power. Makes sense. I don't blame you for that, Scout. I really don't. By God, if you can scavenge that stuff and it's unopened and the local homeless folks haven't raided it first, grab that crap, take it home. If it's cold enough outside, you don't got to worry about your freezer and everything. You just take that stuff, put it in bags or boxes, set it out back, and use it as you need it. Don't forget that those frozen pizzas and stuff like that, as long as they're kept under 35 degrees, they're good. They and especially even if you have leftovers, like if you can't eat an entire frozen pizza, you just take that stuff, throw it into a Ziploc bag, one of those gallon freezer bags or something, put it right back out in the box again. Don't forget, pizza's good for like 4 days at 35, 36 degrees. So you should be good. Monday is family day, most off work. We're going to be going to Niagara Falls on Sunday. That sounds like fun. I'd still like to go there just once, just to see, that raw power of the falls, everything washing over. See if anybody's dumb enough to get in a barrel again and try to paid holiday on Monday. Family Day in Ontario is a paid holiday. I mean, I understand that. Been so many times, so beautiful there this time of the year. I know that a lot of our friends in like Canada, UK, um, Ireland, Scotland, whatever. Um, you guys have a lot more holidays than what we have. Where you guys don't celebrate Independence Day like we do on the 4th of July. You guys, Martin Luther King Day, George Washington's birthday, stuff like that. You guys get all those really cool Boxing Days and other holidays that we don't get here. So it's kind of funny too, because I always thought Boxing Day was, and until somebody actually told me what it was, I always thought Boxing Day was like um, boxing matches on TV all day. Oh, I didn't understand what it was. Yes, it is. My spouse is off and paid. I'm off and not paid. That's because we want more money. Depends on where you work, I guess. Box of Rebellion. We have 13 days a year as holiday from government. Yeah, see, that's quite a bit, because you figure um, we have New Year's Day. Um, well, some places are closed on New Year's Day. Some places aren't closed on New Year's Day. Government all businesses and stuff are closed on New Year's Day, but car dealerships, restaurants, dollar stores, grocery stores, um, they aren't. We have bub, 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 bub. 4th of July, Martin Luther King Day, George Washington's birthday. Yeah, I think you got that right, Tony. We have like six government holidays here, um, where most places are closed down, but it's not mandatory that they close down. I know a lot of places that are open for half of those government holidays. Of course, some places when you do have to work on said holiday, they'll pay you time and a half. Other places don't. What they call holiday pay. They'll either pay you time and a half or double time. It's like working on Christmas or working on Thanksgiving. Um, if you have to work on one of those days, then you will get holiday pay um, for Christmas and Thanksgiving. Maybe for the 4th of July. Um, but a lot of places for the other three, they make work mandatory on those days. If you want to have a job on the 5th of July, you're going to work on the 4th of July, and you're going to work for regular pay, or you can find yourself in the unemployment line looking for new work on the 6th of July. There are a few seasonal holidays in U.S. You get on Thursday and get the Friday off too. I see in some states. Yes, yeah, some of ours they do that. They'll fall on like a Thursday or something, like Thanksgiving. It'll fall on a Thursday, and you'll get Thursday, Friday off. Um, Sometimes you'll get holiday pay on both days. Sometimes you won't. I did not mind working holidays. When I worked for the Fed, I got a fair few holidays and overtime on the same days and got 4 times the pay. You lucky bastard, you. Phew. 4 times the pay? That's good. That would be wow, that'd be like um $40 a that'd be like $40 an hour for me. Yeah, cheaper for them to close the place down because they ain't coming on money like that. I didn't mind working holidays. See up here, we don't. Glad old school way ended just 25th of December, 365 days work. Yep. At the time, it was like 32 bucks an hour. Yeah, see, mine's a little, mine would be a little over. I think it'd be like 40, 43, $44 an hour. Do the math. I just told you guys basically what I make an hour. But being a blind dude that can't drive and stuff like that, my options are very limited. So not like I can get a ride to Kalamazoo or South Bend or something every day and actually make decent money. That's why I'm so that's why I'm so damn hard on opening this pizza place up. Because like I said, we've already got the support of the town, and all of the customers at the bar have already said they'll quit going to the bar. They don't go and drink anyway. They go and have soda, have pizza. You know, the TVs are always interfering with them trying to listen to music or trying to have a nice conversation or something like that. Plus, we've had people from other towns that have come to the bar that heard about me and Papa's Pizza, and they're even spreading the word around their towns. So even if they're out of our delivery area, they said they'd be more than happy to come and pick their pizza up. Almost wish there was a way I could pool them all together into one big room and say, all right, guys, $100 a piece. You get 5 free months of pizza. And, you know, after that, you got your, we're back on the level again and we're ready to roll. But the really cool thing about it was, and I think it may have been Tony that suggested um, opening the pizza shop up as a co-op. And I think I told you guys this on Monday. I have already talked to the people that own our farmers market on the edge of town, and I've talked to the owner of the restaurant here, and they are more than willing to go into a co-op with me and supplying all of my fresh vegetables, supplying all of my ground sausage, my burger, my pepperoni, my chicken, everything. Uh, so once again, I think I mentioned it on Monday. It's really kind of funny when you go to start up a business, you have these things that go in a certain order. Mine's kind of going backwards. You start off, getting the business, and then you start figuring out what suppliers you're going to go with to get everything. And um, mine's going backwards. I've got all my suppliers and everything, all my ducks in a row. I just haven't got the building yet to put it all. I would rather watch an infomercial than the Today Show. The Today Show used to be funny. When I was a younger man, the Today Show was hilarious, and they cracked jokes. They had really good stories on there. Of course, you had old Willard Scott, Ronald McDonald, that was doing the weather and stuff. And over the years, it's just kind of become. It's just a shadow of its former self. So I have to agree with you on that, Tony. I really do. You know, it's kind of nice having the coffee pot right here next to me again. But one of these days, the wife is going to want to make iced coffee, and I'm going to have to take this thing back out to the counter where she does everything at. And then I'm going to be coffee potless again. Just as soon as she gets her hands on some more, as soon as she gets her hands on some more vanilla beans, I'm screwed out of a coffee pot. Politics screwed it. Coin selling is a tad boring though. Heaven forbid you have to walk to another room to get a refill. Well, it's not a matter of that. It's a matter that this only stays on like 20 minutes, 25 minutes, something like that. And that has an auto shut off on it. And you can't adjust the time on that. And so, you know, I could be sitting in here talking to you and it shut off and it'd be cold by the time I go out there to get coffee again. So, yeah, that's why I like it sitting right here, right next to me. So when it beeps like that, I can reach over and hit the power button again and turn it right back on. And no, walking to the other room, yeah, that don't bother me. Walking to the other room for cold coffee, that bothers me. All right, we're losing the sweater because that's why I'm coughing for. I'm starting to get hot and it's causing this crap to run again. I don't know if I told you guys the other day, but I've noticed that my sinuses are draining and they're draining down the back of my throat, and that's what's causing me to cough. So, and I'm still not over it. I don't know what it is, but I'm still not over it. While I'm up on my feet, I'm going to go on and make a run to the pate real quick. I'll be right back, guys. Tinkle, 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 tinkle. I'm relaxing. We're all family here. Heaven forbid I deal with the same issues. My coffee pot is in another building, so today I might need snowshoes for a cup refill. Auto shut off. No, you will not be making ramen. Our coffee pot. Yeah, there you go. I'm going back to the Hamilton Beach Brew Station. I hate this piece of shit. Everything we got. Only control on. It is off on. And I'm happy. Yeah, the funny thing is, this thing has a timer on it. I can set it to turn on if I wanted to, which I really honestly should do, but I'm in here anyway, so it only takes about 6 minutes to brew a pot of coffee. So, yeah, I'm not too awful concerned with the on off setting and stuff like that. It's just the fact that, it randomly turns itself off. And that tends to become a wee little bit of pain in the butt when you when you have to go and get a refill. So, coffee pot has a touch screen that the moment steam starts to rise, touch don't have no feels. This way. Take the bottom off, connect wire from the cord. And wire them to the wires on hot plate. Um, yeah, I'm not gonna mess with the wiring. I need to get some Kleenex or something in here. This is really irritating me. Hold on a second, guys. Oh, that's Ralphers. Oh, nope, that's a glove. That's not it. That might work. Well, that wasn't slightly as much embarrassed as I thought it was going to be. At least I didn't go like I normally do. Well, you could unplug the cord if you're scared. Hi, this is IT Tech. Ho, can I help? Hi, this is IT Tech Ho. Can I help you? My coffee pot won't turn on. Did you plug it in? I never thought of that. I never made the connection. Thank you, IT Tech Ho. I think that was meant to how? Think that was meant to how? Meant to be how? But no, devilish, maybe not. um, Good morning, Debbie. Good to see you. Valentine's Day was okay. We actually celebrated it on Thursday. Thursday? No, Wednesday. Because um, the wife switched over to night shift on Valentine's Day, and she had to leave the house at 5:30, so we didn't even really have time to eat dinner together. So we celebrated on Wednesday, and it was nice. It was really nice. My key is broken, so copy and paste. It's missing, or 3 shows up. Hope you had a nice Valentine's Day, Debbie. Do you guys celebrate Valentine's Day? I don't know what countries actually celebrate it. Um, I have no clue. Do they celebrate Valentine's Day in Australia or New Zealand or Africa, Germany, France? Is it an American thing? I don't really know. You would think they would celebrate Valentine's Day, where Saint Valentine, was from, but I don't know. I've never seen Valentine's celebration from around the world, so I got no clue what they do. So if I pass license upgrade, do I buy myself a new radio? How many will that put you up to now, Tony? What do you have now? 3 or 4? Um, Now they don't in Colombia. They have a different day. Probably any country that is capitalist. Australia, yes, I did surprise someone. Oh, that's cute. 9 or 10. Yep, but I guess the big question is, Tony, how many of those are set up and operational right now? St. Valentine, Valentino, St. Valentine, was in the Mediterranean in like the 500s. So everywhere in the West probably has a version. Hmm, interesting. but nothing. All the handhelds are, and have one mobile that I use as a base. Okay, I got you. I wish I could take that bloody heart off the chat, man, because it gets in the damn way of me reading messages when they first pop up. Then I look even more handicapped than I am sitting up here, and that could be this or it could be that. I know it's really hard to look more handicapped than I already am, but still, yeah. Thought I'd beat you to that, Tony. I was expecting it to come out of nowhere from you. 9 handhelds, not including the FRS. Oh, okay. Like I said, when we were talking about it last week or whenever it was, I've never had a chance to play with the ham radios. The closest I've come were the old CB base stations, um, things like that when I was younger. I don't think I ever owned a truck or a car that didn't have a CB in it. I even had a CB mounted under the dash in my Camaro back 20, 21 years ago or something, 22 years ago, when I had my coupe. All my Chevys, all my Ford trucks, everything always had a CB mounted in it. Had a big old whip antenna on it, and old ass base CB. I find that the CB is oftentimes too noisy for my ears. Yeah, see, we had to play with the squelch all the time on the CB because when we weren't doing anything, it just sit there. But we'd get that squelch set right where the static would stop, and the old man would get within 5 miles from home, 6 miles from home, and we'd start picking him up, trying to come through. CB with upper and lower sidebands. But he was the same way. He always had his Cobra hooked up under the dash in the F-250. So too many channel do not know proper radio etiquette. A lot of them didn't. We had when I was really young, we had a God. How can I say this without sounding offensive? We had a promiscuous lady, middle-aged, of course. She had 2 kids, a boy I went to school with, and a younger who, while the kids were in school, would often sit on her base and make dinner plans with local truckers that were driving through the area. Yeah, that sounds right. That sounds non-offensive in any way, shape, or form. You would always sit around the base and you would wait to hear Peaches come on and start talking to the other truckers about where they could meet up and where she could take them and show them a good meal and things like that. I don't know where she come up with the name Peaches, but because knowing this woman for all the years that I knew her for, um, have you ever seen a peach if you sit it outside on a hot sidewalk or something for like a week? That's about what peaches look like. So, yeah. Oh, yeah, I'm sure far more common. Yeah. Hey, Squatch. Good to see you, bud. Hope you're doing all right this morning. That's about, back in the day, and I'm sure they still do it today. We used to hear stories all the time when we were younger about lot lizards. And there's a there's a place down by Muncie, Indiana. It used to be called Red Amix. It was just to the east of I-69, um, just a few hundred yards, and had one of the best restaurants around. So when my family was over in that area, a lot of times we would stop at Red Amix and grab dinner, and you would see these women talking to the truckers and stuff like that. And yeah, driving over the road must be a very, very, very lonely occupation. Just looking at how much business some of these shaved, dog ass ugly um, women were getting from these truckers. Terrible. Oh my God. Never in my life I ever seen a group of uglier women making money. It's kind of like going in a strip club at 7 o'clock in the morning, knowing that you are not getting the pick of the litter in there. You got that one woman pole dancing. She don't wear tassels on herself. They alone will swing around like airplane props. I hear they're going to allow FM on CB. That would fix the noise floor issue. True that. I suppose it depends on how long you've been driving. Well, some of these guys must have been driving for months, is all I can say. I remember I was probably 11, 12, 13 years old, and there's, I, I seen this one chick walk up to a trucker that was walking into the restaurant to get a shower and grab a meal and stuff like that. And I thought she had two duffel bags on her. Then I realized it. It no, no, that was her in her jeans. She could have been riding on. She could have been riding on a motorcycle, and somebody mistaken those things for saddlebags hanging over the side of it. And here she was in a leather miniskirt with a black tank top on and a leather jacket hanging over her shoulder. Never been in a strip club. I used to work at a business when I was in my 30s, and our boss had all of our meetings at a local strip club. Now, granted, don't get me wrong, and I'm really glad you opened up this door, Tony. Um, we didn't mind. You know, an incredible buffet. We'd sit in there, we'd have our little meeting, da 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 da. Nobody ever thought about it. Nobody ever thought about it until we found out that his daughter worked at the club. He never pointed out which one was his daughter. But yeah, that kind of, I wanted to get out of that business really, really bad. When I seen him, if I would have ever seen that man start tucking dollar bills into his daughter's G-string, I probably would have thrown up my buffet. And they had some good fried shrimp on that buffet. People of Walmart style. Yeah, that's exactly it, Scout. That's exactly it. That seems rather fucking creepy. It was when I found out that his daughter worked at the club. It's like, uh, uh. That's what I said. I wanted to get out of that business real fast. Oh, goodness gracious sakes. God, what do we talk about now? We talked about ham radios. We've talked about CBs. We've talked about dads going to the strip club where their daughters work at. Don't ever let it be said we won't talk about anything on here. Always told my daughters to do what they want to, but I don't think I could let the slipper bit slide. I couldn't. I couldn't. Good morning, Richie. Hope you're doing well over there on the west side. I mean, you know, it sounds bad, but if I ever found out my daughter wanted to do something like that, I would have to sit her down and tell her, if you want to get paid to just move around, then, you know, run the vacuum around here, do some dishes, you know, help out in the yard. I'll give you an allowance. Don't, don't, don't. Ham is 10 meter, CB is 11 meter. Oh, okay, I got you. How's the east side? Chilly. Chilly. You know, sun came out yesterday for a while, got real bright out here. Um, Nothing yet. I mean, it's chilly. That's about the extent of it. We're still in the 20s here, but it's not too awful bad. It is cold with snow on the west side. Yeah, there's a few of them on here that was telling me they were getting snow in their locations. So I figured um, either on the west side or down south of the lakes. It is a whiteout in the dog run. Well, there you go. There's Tony, and he's down south of the lakes in Illinois. So he's getting it too. Ham is also 23 centimeters, 70 centimeter, 125 meter, 2 meter, 6 meter, all the way up to 160 meter. Okay. Sorry, I was listening, but had to finish up my bookkeeping log and take to our tax person this morning. Yeah. Well, um, the wife wanted to do my taxes yesterday, and yeah, I made so little with these minimum wage jobs this year, which you guys know. I started off at the little restaurant right down here by the lake, and then I moved up to the bar. Um, I made so frickin' little that I'm not getting anything back this year. I might be lucky if I get $100 back this year. But I do miss my my ex's mom that worked for H&R Block. She knew all the little tricks, how to take your clothes off, how to take your gas off, how to take part of your utilities off, how to take tool purchases off, everything. So, well, but wife wanted to do ours, and she was looking at mine. She said, you've worked almost all year, and you've made less than $7,000 all year long. Yep, and on a full year, I'll make less than 9. Woohoo! So all the radios in reference to wavelength of frequencies. So a half wave antenna for 160 meter is 80 meters long. Okay, I understand that. That makes sense. This is the season it gets cold, then hot, back to cold. It's a roller coaster weather. Yeah, you're right. You're right, Tony. It's more than zero. Yeah, see, I never really understood how it worked. So, the way you explain it, it's very easy to understand. Um, Much easier than I thought it was to understand. It's the same way here, Richie. Um, last week we were almost at 60 degrees for a few days, and then all of a sudden, right back down into the 20s and 30s again. So the week before that, we had snow, like several inches of snow. Um, and it'll be that way probably for the next um, month and a half, 2 months, up and down, up and down, up and down. That is why I want to upgrade to be able to teach and give tests. Starting to think YouTube isn't what I want to spend time on. I've thought about that several times, Squatch. I've thought about it several times, and it's better than sitting around twiddling my thumbs. So, when I'm not working, it gives me something to do. And it's something I enjoy doing. I enjoy making the videos. I enjoy doing the live streams. When the warm weather hits, I enjoy going out and doing the investigations with folks. So I mean, it's doesn't really benefit you all that much, until you become huge. Then there's some benefit to it. But I filled out a survey last night where the platform was asking what they could do to improve what different areas, the monetization thing, and stuff like that. And I don't know if they'll ever use my advice. I told them, I basically flat out told them, I've been able to be monetized now for several months, but because I can't send my ID verification through my studio on my phone, that I've not made any money. So it really honestly is just an outlet for me to, meet people and entertain folks and maybe share a little bit of knowledge or education or something. Um, Day ever comes that, we actually blow up and have, 100,000 followers or something like that, then yeah, I'd be able to, see some benefit in it. I've thought about that. Just don't have the drive right now. Stop censoring. Yeah, that'd be a huge thing. The only problem is, there are so many um, there are so many individuals out there that get their boo boo kitties in a pinch and get easily offended over a photo or an audio clip or something. That's like the video from yesterday on the St. Valentine's Day massacre. I really thought that they would age restrict that video with some of the clips and stuff in it, but like they did my Civil War video here a few years ago. They age restricted it because it showed the guys laying on the battlefield after the battle. You know, Here basically the same thing. It showed guys laying in a garage after they had been gangland massacred, and they didn't age restrict it. So you just never know. It's a fine line. What are you going to get away with? I've been doing this 3 years, 4, but it's an election year, and suddenly people are getting aggressive. I'm not interested in politics. I'm interested in helping creators make better content easier. Yeah, exactly. People watch by their. Hold on. People watch by their own choice. Exactly. Exactly. Rumble is going good with zero effort. Same for X. Hmm. I've not been on either one of those sites, so I have no clue um, what they're even like. I have a video from New Year's Day to upload, just haven't done it yet. I have my channel set not for kids anyway, so no need for age limits. Oh, mine is actually set the same way. Mine is set the same way, not for kids. But, I still put the little warnings. And sometimes the little warnings at the beginning of the videos is more for a ha-ha. To start my video with. Sometimes it's a serious viewer discretion warning. Sometimes it's just a joke. You just got to read it real careful, like to see how I word things, snowflakes, people who get their putties in an uproar, easily offended by other people's opinions, things like that. I'll read. They put a brassiere on a camel by Shel Silverstein. It's about censorship. I don't want kids to watch me produce nothing. YouTube, I have to change my method every week, change up something or notifications stop working. The X platform is also known as Twitter. Oh, yeah, see, I've not done anything with Twitter ever, which is ironic because, at least once a week I get something in my email on my Twitter for my Twitter account. Your new password is, or someone tried to gain access to, or something, and I'm like, I never had Twitter. Oh well, let them do it. I get little old ladies saying they're going to show their grandkids as example of a dirty evil man. I don't believe that. I don't believe that. Squatch, you are way too funny when you do your stuff. You go on there and you have fun, and I know you make me laugh. Yeah. Man, I'm drinking too much coffee this morning. It's 9:30. I gotta go back to the bathroom again. Christ on a cracker. I'll be right back. This hurts. Oh, God, this hurts. Yeah, I would start my next video with off Granny. Yeah, that'd be good. I get emails on Peachtree and Walgreens and Verizon accounts about my about to be canceled. We don't have them here and can't either. Need that trucker's bladder upgrade. I wished. Wonder if they do a bladder transplant. Not that I, not that I have the insurance to pay for transplant surgery anyway. Upside, my high school English teacher tried to subscribe yesterday, but was already subscribed. Said he loves the stories I do, so I'm waffling. Hey, by God, if one of your old teachers, you know, meets up with you or calls you or runs into you at a store or something like that, and or even sends you an email or something and says, "Dude, I love what you do. It's hilarious." Da da da. Then you know you've achieved something. That's like I've told you guys the story a long time ago about being out of high school for 7 or 8 years and sitting at an 1812 reenactment, and I've got a wigwam set up, and you know I've got all the right clothing and stuff like that. And my old history teacher um, strolls by and takes a look, then takes a second look, and he goes, he calls me by name, comes over, sits down, we start talking, and he admits to the fact that he's not able to teach us a quarter of what he learned going to school for history because they want to fit too much non-essential crap into a child's education that he's not allowed to teach it. And he was really surprised that I was able to do the studying and stuff on my own to develop my character, to develop my own clothing, to develop the proper lodging for the area, all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, when you actually when you actually reach that level where the educators are looking at you and saying, I love what you do. You're doing everything dead on. That's a hell of a pat on the back. Also didn't recognize me. If you enjoy doing it, then keep on keeping on. If it becomes a drag, then stop. Truckers also get tubes hooked in all fancy and old milk jug by their ankle. Oh yeah. Could you come in to say hi? Glad you stopped by, Richie. You take care of yourself, bud. Thanks for coming in. Come back anytime, bud. You're always welcome here. Was thinking I might just reduce my effort. It took Jimmy and I 3 years to figure out what we needed to take a month so off to unwind from all the BS. Go to Target this morning, buy my sister kid a birthday gift. That's pretty cool, Ian. Well, and Squatch, Tony just pretty much summed it up the best way he could. If you're still enjoying aspects of it and you're still coming up with ideas and things like that, keep it up. When it gets to be a pain and it's not worth it anymore, or you consider it a waste of time, or you find something different to occupy your time with, then stop. Best way to put it. Right there. Look at that. right there. Security alert, new or unusual Twitter login. Your new Twitter confirmation code is, yeah. Uh-huh. Sure. Okay. Whatever. I've quadrupled my subs and live viewers. I haven't added a single additional view hour. So what am I doing? Apparently they, I, I don't understand that. I don't understand that. If they're coming in and subscribing to your channel, but they're not watching any content, something's not right there. Something's just weird with that. That makes no sense. But once again, we fall into the whole, platform problem is, Jan, I'm going to head out to get these tax items in so we can get some money back. Have a great day. You too, Jan. You take care of yourself, sweetie. I'll be in the studio all day long since the wife will be sleeping, since she got home at 6:30 this morning. But I'll be in here working on videos and doing all my intros and outros and stuff like that. So, if you need me, this is where I'll be. Morning, Wook. Good to see you, bud. Hope you're doing well this morning, man. I never got into the statistical side of YouTube. I see your shorts. Hey, Woogie, we thought you'd been killed. I won't do the verification, so the system doesn't bother until I do, apparently. Shorts have different stat rules than regular videos do. Yeah, they do. And they don't count for your regular views and stuff. They only count for themselves. So maybe that's where you're doing your big thing at, Squatch, is in your shorts. Maybe that's where you're doing your big thing, Squatch, making shorts. Maybe folks are watching the shorts, but not watching the long form content. God only knows. I don't mess with shorts, so I don't even know how to check or verify the views and stuff when it comes to shorts. I have no clue how to check that stuff. Hey, you got snow up there. No, I did just look at the weather a few minutes ago when I was clearing my phone off. We do have a chance for snow flurries today, but it's not doing anything right now. Just chilly. 1.6 million views, sometimes 60 folks in chat, still 3,300 view hours for the second year. I would almost go as far as saying, Squatch, monitor your views. Monitor your views for 1 week. Well, 5 days. Monitor your views for 5 days. Monitor your view hours for 5 days, the same 5 days. And if it's not registering on your view hours, but yet you're getting views, then you know they're just not linking up. You're still getting the view hours, but you're getting them through shorts or something like that instead of your long form content. Oh, ground is white. Um, Batching, it goes up to 3,900, then drops back the next day. Weird. Sounds to me like there's a problem. Um, Sounds to me like there's an issue with your studio. But then again, I've also noticed issues with mine. You know, where all of a sudden new subscriptions have stopped. Um, my views on my live streams, by the end of today, the views on this live stream will be like 50, 60 views, you know. But if I look at my views on a video, they're like 7, 9, 12, stuff like that. But yet, if I go to look at my overall views, they're always increasing exponentially. So it's really weird what's how they're coming up with these analytics for this stuff. How are my overall views increasing if my views are decreasing? Meanwhile, I'm getting more hours in Rumble and on Zitter, Exeter, with almost no followers. It's redunculous. It really is. Well, the algorithms ain't all that accurate from what I hear. I average 9 views of video on on mine, except one randomly has 50,000. If you guys remember here a few years ago, I done that soiled doves video. And even though YouTube wanted to censor it because there was a 130-year-old boob in it, and it was a grainy old black and white photo, you could barely see the difference between a boob and a nipple. But that video got what, 85,000 views or something like that. And then you go back over the last year or so, I've got some that have been out for a while that have 60, 70, 100, 120 views, and some that have only got 6, 7, 8, 9 views. So I mean, you just never know. It's really hard to base an average, depending upon what your content is. Is Google bumping you? They do that every once in a while. And them old saggy boobs are offensive. I don't remember having any pictures of old saggy ones, bud. I always tried to leave the really horrifying ones that would give me nightmares out of my videos. the ones that, you know, are attractive and still have some type of non gravitational pull towards their ankles are the ones that I tried to put up for people to, you know, look at. I know she's been dead for 100 years, but I'd still do her. And after they say that, then they realize that was like their great 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 grandmother or something like that. And toss his shovel. I didn't mean now, I meant back then, is what I meant. I would have done her if I lived back in. I didn't mean I'd still do her now. Jesus. I am my own grandfather's son. Yeah. Oh, goodness gracious. But yeah, I hope you guys got a. I know in the past I've always tried to do these little sweetsy, cute Valentine's Day videos. I decided yesterday we were going to do one on the St. Valentine's Day Massacre of 1929. I hope you guys found that interesting. Of course, the one before that was Anne Frank, talking about her. The one I've got coming up this Sunday, very few people have heard about. It's called the Hard Hat Riots that occurred during the late 60s, early 70s. So that one's going to be real interesting. I've actually, the speaker on that video is actually the former Secretary of Labor under the Clinton administration. So that's going to be a good one to see. Good morning, bud. Hope to see you, or hope to see you. Jesus H. Bloody Christ. Good morning, bud. Glad to see you. Hope you're doing well this morning. Sadly, guys, we got about 10 minutes left, and I gotta start filming some intros and outros for the next few days. Since I don't know what next week's work schedule is going to be like, we are down to 3 official workers at the bar and the one unofficial kid that don't speak English. Um, so I have no clues what days I'm going to have off or anything. So I'm going to work all day today in here while the wife is sleeping, and that way I don't wake her up and get beaten severely amongst my head and shoulders for waking her up when she worked all night. So, not sure which dark side of nursery rhymes I'm going to do this weekend, but I'll have some for next week. That's very cool. That's very cool. You know, we all know about the traditional nursery rhymes, you know, Ring Around the Rosie and stuff like that. What about some of those nursery rhymes like, you know, Jack Be Nimble, or what was that one where the guy kept his wife inside a pumpkin shell? Or um, oh God, I can't remember half these things now. The 4 and 20 blackbirds baked in a pie. When the pie was open, the birds began to sing. The one about the hot shoes. Yeah, there's that one. Rockabye Baby is horrifying. Um, I've heard stories about that one before. One of the other ones that always got to me was the old lady in the shoe. The one that had so many kids she didn't know what to do. Have a look at my playlist. Let me flip over to that real quick. Here we go. Baba Black Sheep, Humpty Dumpty, Three Blind Mice, Georgie Porgy, Mary Mary Quite Contrary, The Old Woman That Lived in the Shoe, Oranges and Lemons, Pop Goes the Weasel, Pop Goes the Weasel because the weasel goes pop, Rockabye Baby, Ring Around the Rosie, Row, Row, Row Your Boat. Okay, we're going to rewind this one all the way back to there. And I'm going to come back over here on the screen. And I'm going to watch all those when we get done here. Not a rhyme, but I learned Hansel and Gretel was to teach kids how to survive famine, abandonment, cannibalism. Interesting. Now that you mention it, I have a book here on old nursery rhymes. What the fuck did I do with that book? It's actually really interesting because a lot of the nursery rhymes, for those of us that are in our, 40s, 50s, 60s, we grew up hearing nursery rhymes from our grandparents and stuff that you don't hear anymore. A lot of them have just faded into history. Of course, we still do Ring Around the Rosie and stuff like that with the grandbaby. But a lot of the ones I grew up hearing, you just don't hear anymore. I'm also going to toss in Dark Side to Holidays too. Sounds interesting. The missus bought it for me when I was going on about Rockabye Baby with daughter number one, when daughter number one was an infant. Definitely some interesting stuff there, I'm sure. Okay, I'm off. Have to slave soon. Take care. You too, Dev. You take care of yourself, man. Have a good day. Have a good weekend. And definitely, definitely keep up the good work. Like I said, I'm going to watch all those when we end this stream. Um, Probably some stuff in there I didn't even know. Kids are too busy nowadays watching that skibidi toilet thing. The future of society looks grim. That we can agree on. So I never thought about it until I heard my grandma singing it. My baby girl. I always kind of wondered where they came from, but it wasn't until, probably the last year or so that I started really, and maybe it's just the fact of having a new grandbaby and hearing, you know, people singing some of the nursery rhymes and stuff to her. Not to mention the wife got her on this little book club thing where new books come every month. And, that's got me, really looking into the origins of some of these Mother Goose tales or nursery rhymes or things like that we tell our kids when they're little or our grandkids. And, you know, where they came from, what's the real story behind them, things like that. So it's amazing how our children and our grandchildren can sometimes influence the way we look or the way we think about things or the things that we think about. It's about that time. Sadly enough, about time to head out and watch me some nursery rhyme videos and then film an intro to the Hard Hat Riot and then start working on next week's videos. Of course, coming up next month, um, we have got the Kalamazoo, Michigan Living History Trade Show that goes on every year. Um, I'll be attending that one. I don't know if I'll be filming yet. They threw a fit about me filming things last year. So I don't know. Maybe I'll try to get John Townsend or something for a real quick interview or a couple of the bigger dealers and stuff, gunsmiths, things like that. Um, we'll just have to see. We'll have to see. But after that, coming up in May is the Niles, Michigan Renaissance Fair. I'll be doing security for that event again. Um, Got to try to figure out how I'm going to go out and get some canvas for a new tent before then, since my old one completely died last year. Um, yeah, going to be real interesting. Then being becoming a parent is a life change, definitely so. Then being a grandparent is a great snap back to the fun side of kids, definitely. May the force be with you too, Scout. But it's that time, guys. Time for me to get busy doing my thing. So be looking Sunday for the Hard Hat Riot video, and be looking out Monday morning for some more morning coffee and chat. But until then, y'all take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. God bless you. God love you. I do. And I'll catch y'all later. Y'all take care. Why ain't it working? It won't let me shut it off. There we go. Y'all take care.